Hello and welcome back to Rimworld and the toxic, deadly world of our communist society we have here. Last time we had to deal with the fact that there is in fact toxic fallout, which may remain for, as it says, between a few days to over a month. I don't like that. I'm really not happy about that one. But, you know, it's something we have to deal with, and most of the colony is not very good at dealing with because they like to walk out from under the nice roofs, which are protecting all of you from toxic fallout, and you're having none of it. I see how it is. Well, in the very least, we need to get to work on actually building a new high-tech research bench, which should allow us to do some more technological works soon enough. And once we get that done, we can start looking into what we're going to pick up next. Potentially, looks like we can get geothermal power with just a high-tech research bench. So we could go for geothermal power. I think our nearest vent is right over here. Or potentially, is there one up here? No, not really. No, that's going to be our geothermal vent. It's going to be great. We're going to have to defend it. Oh, it's going to be the worst. Anyway, we're going to build a geothermal vent over there. It's going to be great. We're going to have tons of power. Don't quote me on that. I'm just hoping we're going to have tons of power. It'll probably be a thing, but there we go. We've got the high-tech research bench set up. I think it has to be steel, but I'm also too lazy to actually switch it out at this point, so there you go. There you go. Looks like we've got all of our fields being replanted. I mean, I'm not certain that that's all that useful. Does this toxic fallout, like, kill crops or something? Because, guys, if the toxic fallout kills crops, you should be reconsidering the whole, you know, replanting all the fields thing. Because I feel like that would be a waste of precious time, quite frankly. Oh, imagine if we got raided during a toxic fallout situation. That would be the worst. I mean, that might actually legitimately be the worst, because our people would have to go out from under these roofs and have to fight in the middle of a bunch of toxic fallout. Admittedly, our opponents would be fighting in toxic fallout as well, but I mean, is that really a consolation to the people living here? I don't feel like it is. Chewy, what are you doing? Are you just wandering around? Good for you, Chewy. Good for you. Doing useful things for the colony, are you, Chewy? He's not doing anything useful at all. None the slightest. Looks like Bushetto, I think, is working on the high-tech research bench. Oh, yeah, he's almost got it done. Once that's done, we can start doing geothermal research, and Chewy can get back to work, because he's our current research dude. Oh, Bushetto, come on now. Don't waste our resources. What happened to Chewy? There's Chewy. Chewy, how are you feeling? What is your actual research skill? It's an 8. That is actually, I'll admit, a pretty good research skill. Oh, nice. It is now up and running. A new research bench. Geothermal power is going to be the next move. Apparently there's an eclipse. Okay. Go from unnatural, terrible things occurring to us to natural terrible things occurring to us. And we're not going to have any power to do our precious research. Oh, this is the worst. At least, well, I was going to say it's like really windy right now, but apparently it's not all that windy right now. That's unfortunate. Hopefully, cross your fingers, it'll get more windy and we can, like, you know, get these things spooled up to some serious rates, really bringing in the power. Outside of that, I feel like the colony's basically where it needs to be right now. We could actually start setting up some more of these concrete. Was it concrete or paved tile? It was paved tile. Some more paved tile walkways through here. So that, of course, our communists don't have to walk through filthy mud all the time to get from one place to another. I feel like they appreciate that. Do you guys like having concrete paved tiles as opposed to having to walk through things? What is this? Leinster has reached the biological age of 58. Good for you, Leinster. Woo! It's your birthday, Leinster. Good for you. However, apparently she has gained the ability of Frail, which affects moving and manipulation, because she's 58. Lenster, come on now. That's the worst. Anyway, I guess it's okay. That's great. I think I recalled having seen this. Party spots. We should set up a party spot. That'll be a spot in which people will start parties at some point, probably, hopefully. I mean, we could just cross our fingers that our people are happy enough to, like, have parties. I mean, with the current toxic fallout situation, I'm not sure anyone really wants parties. Wait, should we have parties in here, or should we have parties in here? Oh, this is the place you want to have a party, people. You got your tube television. High quality, high definition viewing all day long. You got your chessboards. That's every party needs a good chessboard. I mean, if you don't have a chessboard in your party, what are you even doing, you uncouth buffoon? Disgusting, ridiculous. And then we got pool tables, which are actually quite useful for parties. Huh. Who would have thought? We're actually good at throwing parties in our little communist enclave. I wouldn't have expected it. Wouldn't have thought it. Yeah, no, it does look like our crops are dying slowly. You guys don't have to go out and, like, actually replant these crops. Don't worry about it. They're not going to grow anyway. I mean, it's first off, like, the dead of winter, and then there's toxic fallout everywhere. You shouldn't be eating any of the food that you actually get out of these farms at this point, because they're probably going to kill you. In fact, we probably shouldn't be eating anything from this colony ever again, because it's poison, okay? It's poison, that's it. We're dealing with, like, a poisoned area. This is the worst. Who decided that we were going to eat crops from a poison area? I don't think anyone really decided it. I think it just happened. Okay, let's set up some actual little paved tiles out to the research area. And then a little bit out to the storage. That'll be great. People won't have to walk through mud over to there. Oh, our colony is quite nice. I like it. I like it. I'm waiting for the event that just tears it to pieces. Maybe, like, I don't know, the Kraken happens to live in this lake. Or potentially someone eventually decides that it's a good idea to knock down these marble walls, which it's really a bad idea to knock down. I don't know what's in there, but it's going to kill us. It's whatever it is, it's going to want to kill us the moment we try to open that. You know, in thinking about that, we could potentially do some work to take this position. If we were to not only, like, set up defensive positions outside with, like, sandbags and stuff, we could potentially set up auto turrets out here, and we can, like, knock one wall in and see what's in there. I have no clue what's in there. It's probably a bunch of mechanoids. There are mechanical enemies in this game, and they are actually pretty dangerous. They're kind of the worst. But I imagine that's filled with, like, mechanoids, potentially Cthulhu, maybe, I don't know, Godzilla. Godzilla is just, like, chilling out in a giant marble room, just thinking, like, you know, I could go try to destroy cities, but there's really no cities on this, like, world at this point. So probably the best maneuver is, instead of trying to go find cities, I'll just, like, sleep in a marble casket. And then once humankind gets to the point of actually having cities, you know, they'll open up the marble casket, and I'll be all like, hey, mates, I've been waiting for you to make cities, and then just come out and burn everyone to pieces, which I feel like would not be a good thing for our poor communist enclave, especially since we're not even a city. We are definitely not a city. Oh, man, nobody's doing anything right now. What can we do? What can we get people to do? The smithy is not going to do anything because, I mean, we just used up all of our steel. Electric tailoring bench. Can we make some pants? Can we, like, make multiple sets of pants? And I guess we'll make, like, a set of pants for everyone and then make, like, a t-shirt for everyone. Oh, that'll be great. We'll get whole new suits of clothes. That'll be great. What else can we have people do? What kind of work is there even? Now there's tailoring, smithing, art. Oh, we could start a sculpture place. Oh, that's gonna be the best. Okay, we're gonna have a little structure here. We're gonna have it be made of wood. Can we possibly fit... Potentially we can fit a structure right here. Oh yeah, this is gonna be perfect. This, my friends, will be the art house of the colony, with sculptors' benches and whatever other sort of like benches do art stuff. We'll just stick it all in here and it'll be amazing. Is that... Oh, that's Zenaida. Okay, she's not dead. I thought Zenaida was dead for a moment, and I was gonna be like, oh, that's unfortunate. And really no more than that's unfortunate, because so far Zenaida has been more of an effort than she's actually worth, but... Yeah, no. She is apparently a worthy part of the colony, so... I guess we have to deal with that. Okay. So in terms of the art house, looks like we basically got it done. We'll set up the sculptor's table, not made of steel preferably, made of wood, thank you. And we'll stick it like right in this corner. And everyone's gonna like be freaking out because now we're gonna have nice pieces of art. And we're not gonna keep the art in like some sort of museum. Oh no, 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 no. This is a communist enclave. Look, putting art in a museum is way too bourgeoisie. It limits the quantity of people who could possibly go out and benefit from having to view the great artistic works of the colony. So instead of that, we'll put it in individual people's bedrooms. Arguably slightly more communistic than the other options, but at the same time, I would say it's perfect for our colony. It's what the colony needs, not what the colony wants, and I guess that's a good thing? I kind of doubt that. That doesn't sound like a good thing. Oh man, how much power does this thing drain? It needs 250 watts, and just looking at it, that's actually a lot of power. Oh, it's actually only a little bit more power than a tube television. Oh, that's great. Great, our colony's on fire. Guys, don't sleep. There's a fire out here. Come on. Let's go. Put out the fire. Kimmy, Lenser, let's do this. It's expanding. You guys better put that out quickly. Thank you. Oh, my word. Everyone was just going to sleep through a fire in the storage room. Come on, that would have expanded to all of your bedrooms. You would have all died a sad and terrible death. It would have been unfortunate. Ugh, those guys have no clue. No clue what's good for them. By the way, has all of the, like, grass died out? And is that a winter thing, or is that a toxic fallout thing? Because I'm noticing these fires are not as big as they usually end up being. I mean, they're still going quite a ways, but oh my word. Shut down all electrical devices. It should pass in about a day. Oh, curse you, solar flares! We were just getting somewhere. We were just getting somewhere with our lives, and then it ends up that all that we have is a vicious solar flare, no technology ever. People are gonna die of the cold because it's freezing in here. It's like -6 degrees, and now it's like 0 degrees in everyone's rooms. There's gonna be hypothermia. People are gonna die. Literally, people will die. Oh, that's the worst. Can we possibly set up like some wood furnaces? We could set up some campfires. Burns out after a few days. It must be placed indoors so it has a closed space to heat, refuelable. Okay. So we could possibly set up a campfire in some rooms to heat them up for a little while so people don't die of hypothermia. It's probably a good idea. Let's put a little campfire in Chewy's room. Let's put a little campfire in Kimmy's room. Brody, you can just, I don't know, suck it up and, I don't know, generate more body heat. That's right, Brody. Your job now is to generate your own body heat. You get no heaters. We should take it out of his room. I mean, I would take it out of his room, but the heater's actually in the dining room, so it's not that much of, like, a terrible thing to do to him. It is still a pretty bad thing to do. Oh, okay. So we just set up campfires, and now the power comes back on. Come on now, what are you on about? apparently there's actually gather spots here. Colonists will gather around this object, and they'll gather around these long wood tables as well. So I guess the reason that people are going out here is because this gather spot extends too far, and it's extending out behind the building. That is a thing. That is a thing. We're going to actually deconstruct these campfires because they're unnecessary. Now that we have our heaters working, that'll be perfectly fine. Kimmy's not feeling good. I couldn't imagine why. Probably because she was woken up late at night and had to put out a vicious and terrible fire that was going on in the colony, which, you know, you shouldn't complain about that, Kimmy. You should be very happy about that, that there's some omnipresent force there that can actually wake you up when there's a fire about to destroy the entire colony. You should be quite happy, Kimmy. Come on now. She's just ungrateful. That's what it is. So let's build, like, I don't know. What should we build? Some large sculptures? Let's build like 6 large sculptures. And we're going to build them out of not steel, not silver, preferably not gold. That's a bit excessive. We're going to make them out of wood. Okay, we're making them out of wood. We're going to have a few wood sculptures. It's going to be great. We're going to put them in people's rooms. As I said previously, it's basically going to make their rooms no longer as disgustingly deplorable as they currently are, which I will level with you. Their rooms are disgustingly deplorable. They're basically the worst. Leinster, you have nothing to do? You're just sitting there watching television. I mean, I'll level with you. Watching television sounds like quite a nice thing to do in this current situation, because would anyone want to go outside if they found that everything outside was covered in toxic fallout? I feel like at that point I would much prefer to just, like, you know, stay indoors, watch television, preferably forget about whatever terrible event caused the world to be covered in toxic fallout. And then maybe tomorrow you could actually deal with the problem, although you know how that works. That's called procrastination. And when you procrastinate on dealing with the toxic fallout all around you, the toxic fallout does not just immediately go away. No, people, you have to procrastinate for at least a few months before the toxic fallout goes away. And I mean, if you're that skilled of a procrastinator, I mean, good on you. That's impressive. But most people are not quite that skilled, especially in this colony. They're actually pretty poor procrastinators. They're very good at doing their job most of the time. Looks like Brody's making a steel longsword. Ninja has apparently become our designated artiste and is creating some nice works of art in the dark. Unfortunate, it has to be said, but, you know, he has to do what he has to do. Oh, well, that's the end of yet another day. Oddly enough, nothing particularly terrible has happened so far. There is the toxic fallout, but we basically dealt with that by covering most of the colony in roofs. So, I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling like we are on the fast track to success. So, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, as always, like and subscribe. And until next time, as always, thanks for watching, and of course, enjoy the rest of your day.